there. It isn't ask me anything. Ask me anything. I mean it when I say ask me anything. You can ask me anything about scaling an online business, how to use social media to actually attract and convert a high quality audience. You can ask me about The Trust. This was the Netflix show that I was recently on, which I really, really enjoyed. And so today, it really isn't ask me anything. Who knows? Hey, everybody. Who knows? Emily, can you hear me? Tell me. Who knows what kind of good questions are going to come up today on the Ask Me Anything. Hello, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I'm on YouTube, I'm on all the places. Hello, Mookie. Mookie G Comedy, are you a comedian? Tell me. Is that what you do for a living? Tell me about The Trust. What do you want to know about The Trust? So I was recently on a Netflix reality show. It was called The Trust, and it was such a crazy experience. Thank you. Such a crazy experience because I am a big reality TV show lover. And so I watch Big Brother every single summer. Do we have any other Big Brother fans in the house? Okay, thank you, Emily. Do we have any? Oh, you are a comic. Very cool, Mookie. Are you Gasper's friend from The Trust? Tell me. Did you guys receive a payout from The Trust yet? So Taylor, I don't know if you've seen all the episodes, but I did not make any money. I did not win any money. I got voted out without making any money. I have heard that nobody else has received their money yet, although we did get paid for being on the show. So let's see. I got home in March of last year. And then in April, I received a check that said 7 out of 8. So I knew I was in 7 out of 8 episodes. Did you take money just for your participation? Yes. So they paid us. That check for being in 7 episodes was a little bit less than $5,000. Yep, a little bit less than $5,000. I'm not, never met him. Oh, cool. Just curious. Nice to see you guys. So first of all, for those who have been attending my workshop, the Unlaunched Method workshop, make sure right now my time is of the essence and you don't get time with me very often. If you are looking how to scale your online business, make sure that you get scheduled for a Millionaire Maker Blueprint strategy session. I don't offer my time. The thing is maybe you'll make a good candidate for this session. What this is next best steps. I've been digital marketing for the past 20 years. Okay. And I'm going to tell you what your next best step is. Because frankly, I've been where you're at, or I've coached people where you're at. I just know the answer. I know the quickest way to get to where you're going based on where you're at. So fill out this form. Emily is going to go ahead and put the application there. Yeah. Hey, Maggie, how's it going? Hey, how's it going? I have all these friends on here. The fact is that we don't accept everybody for those calls because I don't want to waste your time. But either way, you're going to get your next best steps in your business. And if you get on a call with me, that's all about next best steps. So you want to apply. It's not always open season for getting on Lindsey's calendar. I have very, very limited time. So right now is time. Hey, Miriam, nice to see you. Hello, Lindsey Anderson. It's so nice to see you. We have, I'm going to pull, I can't pull that up. I should get my iPad. Hey, everybody. Did your show boost your business? Great question. Give me 1 second. Let me grab my iPad. So here's the thing about, and this is what I already knew about digital marketing, is that the audience, right? You have a whole bunch of like people that don't have any interest in business. That's how I usually served online. The biggest thing that Netflix right now has been able to give me is authority. So there's so many people in the world that all of a sudden when I say, hey, I've been seen on Netflix, then I can get on podcasts that I want to. It's all about who you know. I can get on the podcast I want to get on. I can use all of that awesome stuff in my marketing. So it really helps in that sense. Not only that, I mean, okay, this thing just barely came out. It has certainly had an impact on my business, mostly because I knew what to do with that traffic, mostly because I know how to handle an audience and how to get people from up here into my funnel and buying from me. Okay. Did I talk to any player of the trust yet? That's great. Thank you guys so much for these questions. I'm doing well. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm so glad you're here. I'm watching the show now. Love you. Thank you guys so much. So did I talk to anybody from the trust? We're going to do a little trust goss session today. Will you be seen on any other TV shows? No. I mean, maybe if there was ever an opportunity, I would consider it. But I'm a coach. I'm an online business owner. That's really what I do for a living. I'm not an influencer. I help people scale their online businesses. But as far as like a reunion show and those kind of things, we were able to go to Netflix invited us to go back to LA a couple weeks ago, and I talked to all the cast members. And I would say, sure, I'm friends with some more than I am with others, but like if anyone, we're all open communication. If anyone needed anything from me, and they reached out, like it's kind of open that way. So I think I'm in pretty good, at least I feel really good towards everybody that I was on the show with. So thank you so much for asking. So make sure you get on that Millionaire Maker Blueprint strategy session. This question was asked, and it's, how do I grow from one-on-one to group coaching? Okay, or one-on-one to many. When we paint out the Millionaire Maker Blueprint strategies, when I paint out the Millionaire Maker funnel, you guys just dove right in today. We just dove right in today. I got my whiteboard here. Hey, everybody. Nice to see you there on Instagram. Was anything ever planned as an exaggeration? That's a really great question. I'm going to answer that final trust question, and then we're going to do business questions. Then I'll come back to more trust questions. Okay. But the question was, you know what? This is what I want you to consider. And this is good for life and business. Okay. When asked, was anything an exaggeration that they put on there? So consider that all of us are put in this house. You're away from your friends. You're away from your family. You're in a situation that you are not used to at all. You're in there for 3 weeks. You are being videoed constantly for 3 weeks. So put yourself in that situation, or even ask yourself, if someone was videotaping me for the last 3 weeks, every single waking moment of my life, and then edited together the most emotional pieces of that, telling not necessarily even your story, because there's a lot of different perspectives. That's what it looks like. So did it happen? Yes. Was there a lot of context left out of it? Yes. Lots of context is left out. All right, let's hop in to some business questions. Malay says, Malay. Hi, Lindsey. I appreciate this. I'm stuck on how I can start a program structure. I don't know what content and experiences to convert into content and make programs out of it. Are things in my head enough to put into a structure? Is there a template of a structure you suggest to be able to brain dump to? This is what Malay said, and this is a great question, okay? Hey, I will answer that question. How do I stay so slim? I looked good in the trust. Hey, thank you, Sabrina. All right. The Millionaire Maker funnel. I'm good for off topic and on topic. This is one of those things that I was talking about when I was on the show. I'm very aware there is a general audience, people who saw me on the trust but are not business owners, and people who trust. Okay. Why is that so foggy? So I will answer. This is what needs to go. So this is Malay's answer to her question. And it always comes down to the Millionaire Maker funnel. And you always want to build this from the bottom up. You have learned that you need to build it from the top down. But when you're building out your online business, this is how you actually scale and have enough time and money and information to scale without burning out. First of all, you serve one-on-one. So to answer your questions, Malay, if I'm saying your name correctly, okay, is if you don't know what content and experiences convert into content and make programs out of it, you always have to offer one-on-one coaching. So you go out with your expertise and you say, I'm looking for people who are struggling with XYZ, and you got to start helping them. You can't do anything else until you do that. Then you go to one-to-many. Okay. Then you go to signature. One-to-many is you're teaching a group of people that. That's when you get a system. So Malay, after you help 10 one-on-one clients, okay, then it's going to be so clear to you on it is step 1, step 2. This is where they run into problems. Step 3, step 4, and then they have problems. And then I know how to solve their problem. Okay. That's one-to-many. Then you have your signature system. That is self-study. This is when you're in your online business and you wake up to $10,000 in your inbox every morning. Okay. And it sells on autopilot without any help from you. Then you do low cost offers, and then you do freebies. And the thing is, as a reminder, this is the MM funnel, is that when you create content on social media, you lead them through this. You tell them to download your freebie, and then they pay $47 for a low-cost offer, and then they buy a signature coaching program, and then they realize they want your help, and then you sell them one-on-one. And this is awesome, and everyone builds it this way, but it's upside down. You actually have to build it this way. Your customers consume it this way, but you build it this way, and that way you can create revenue in your business. So long story short, Malay, and if you have follow-up questions, certainly ask me. The answer is please go serve people one-on-one. The best way to do that is start what I call a $1 Million Rolodex, MDR. That is an Excel spreadsheet with every person's name you know that could help you or introduce you to somebody that you could serve. You start there. You start there. All right. Any hints for, I'm going to answer this question that was on Instagram, which was, how do I stay so fit? So I stay fit the same way I grow my business, guys. Okay. I haven't always been fit. I got, when I was like 37, 38, done having kids, I'm like, it's time, or like, this is where we're going to be 3 kids later. And I hired a coach. I have a personal trainer that I work out with every single morning at 6:30. My husband, myself on Zoom, because just like in business, just like the 3 S's that I've taught you this week, strategies, systems, and sales, the system piece, I don't have to make that decision to work out every morning at 6:30. The decision's been made. I just show up and work out. Same goes for your business and content and coming up with a conversion calendar. The decision's been made. I just have to execute. And that's where people really struggle with their online business, is that they feel their way into it. And on Monday, you don't feel like doing anything. But when you have a system, it doesn't really matter, because on Mondays, you have to go live with these fine people. You got to teach a class, and you have some sales calls to make. And that's what a system will buy you, is exactly how I got fit. And yeah, I stay fit by tracking what I eat, eating what makes me feel good, and making sure that I work out every single morning, and I go for a 20-minute walk after work every day. Okay. Thank you so much. Someone offered to invest 30% of their total revenue of what my business had generated since it was launched in exchange to control 30% of the business. What do you think? I don't know. It depends on how many numbers you're talking about. And it depends on what they want to do to the business. I'm sorry, I can't answer such a complicated question right here. You can ask me in DMs. You can ask me in the DMs, because there's a lot of ifs on that. Do you want to sell the business? Okay. Probably like you would have to look at the balance sheets and everything to see if it's even worth it. So that is math that I would leave to Shauna. Okay. Here we go. Any hints for coming up with a snazzy title for the IO event? The IO event is the invite-only event. That's my system. That's really how you want to be converting people off of social media. It's no tech. You don't need very many people there. It's high converting. It's made for you. It's a tool that you will have in your toolbox from here forever. Is the same webinar. One of the biggest mistakes people make with their marketing is they recreate it. You're creating a new masterclass every single month because the old one didn't convert. You're doing it wrong. You give the same masterclass and you perfect your pitch, or you give the same masterclass and you perfect your invite. Depends. You got to track it to know where your holes are. Okay. So the best way to title this has to come directly from the mouths of your clients. So you get some client interviews set up, and somewhere in that interview, they're going to say, Lindsey, all I ever wanted is to actually just show up and serve people and get people a breakthrough without spinning my wheels or getting frustrated enough to burnt out. And it's like a statement like that you then incorporate into your IO event title, and you're off and running. Okay. How to build your business without burning out, making enough money without burnout, but it has to come from your clients. It has to come from your clients. That's why you have to work one-on-one with people first. Hey, everybody. I'm sorry I couldn't answer that question. What is your best way of tracking performance of funnels? So there's so the software are going to use that, like the different pieces of funnel software. But when it comes to client tracking, thank you for asking this, Katya. Okay, is what is your best way of tracking performance on funnels? So I care about, you're going to die when I tell you this. Okay, not even die. This is the way it's done. You look at your clients. Literally, you close a client, you work backwards. So, what page did they come in on? Okay. What emails have they opened? How long have they been on our list? Like, we are looking at this data using Active Campaign. That's what I use because it will tell you when they open an email, how long they've been on the list, all of these things. And then we know the last 10 out of 12 people follow that exact same thing. They listened to episode 1 of the podcast, then they came to the unlaunch method, then they came into our programs. Then you know what to push people into. And so that's what kind of numbers that we're looking at on our funnels. And if we're looking at landing page, increasing conversion rates on landing pages, because we need more people in, then we'll look at that software. Now, I do integrate Google Analytics, and that can be really useful. But for anyone here, okay, your team's going to do that. You're not going to get wrapped up in all of the tech and all of the analytics. You should be spending all of your time on marketing and sales, creating content and talking to your customers. That's what you should be doing below 250K a year and above 250K a year. Okay. I love this question. I'm going to take a drink. Hey, everybody. Make sure that you go get on a Millionaire Maker Strategy Blueprint session. That was super fun to talk about the trust this morning. Okay. That's why I'm delegating it to my team. Yeah, Katya, you don't want to get into that. You want to show up. So I have a meeting on Wednesdays. We have a leadership meeting, and that's when the whole team shows up. This thing is the whole team has to be there, and it has a agenda, and we go through all of the major points in the business, and that would also include analytics. So I have my SEO guy there, and he's giving us the top level analytics, and I can ask him follow-up questions. I have Emily there who's telling me about the email marketing analytics, so I can make decisions based on that. I have my social media person there giving us analytics on social media. And this is a agended meeting. Okay. For anybody who's running a team, you need a meeting once a week, team meeting once a week, 30 minutes agended, because where intention flows, energy goes. So all of those important things in your meeting, this also communicates to your team what your important things are, what's important to you, and you're driving this. So that's really important information. So that's my biggest tip for team. And you want that meeting to be on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Don't schedule meetings on Mondays and Fridays because, there's always a vacation and you don't want to be into rescheduling meetings. All right. How often should I be posting on social media, or should I be going live daily and posting graphic type daily? I like this question because it started with, should I be posting every day? Fact is, yeah, you should. Okay. The fact is, you should be posting every day. Content is king, but you will build your audience. You're basically just talking to people who know, like, and trust you. You should want to be showing up every day. But just to answer your question, yeah, you have to be posting every day. You should be posting multiple times a day on stories. Those are two different feeds. Your story feed that disappears in 24 hours and your main feed, two completely different people, two completely different feeds and streams, requires two completely strategies. Now, if you want a strategy for what to be posting on social media, the 7 essential social media stories you should be posting every day, just DM me the word stories and I'll send you a document. Yeah. I have a very small team, so this is super helpful. Don't have SEO guy or email marketing guy. That's me. That's fine, Katya. So before many people are here, this is how you're going to grow. I don't care if it's just you and one other person on your team. Okay. You have that team meeting. You set that standard going forth in your meeting. Plus, you show up as a leader. You got to lead your team first. Then you lead everybody else. So it's an agenda. Okay. And it's small talk, Then we talk about the content that converts program. Then we talk about this and we talk about this. And anything important, we have a podcast section. Maybe there's nothing to talk about that week. Maybe there is, but it's there and we're focused on it. Okay. I'm glad you found that useful. Okay. And then I want to talk about, should I be going live daily? So that is, spoiler alert, that's where social media is going, is that live. People love live. TikTok wants you to go live all the time. It's like this voyeuristic thing. But in regards to sales, you have to remember intimacy sells. And there's what I call an intimacy ladder. I know you can't really see this on Instagram so well. Okay. First is written. Next is spoken, like podcast. Next is pre-recorded video. And then finally is live. This is called the intimacy ladder. If you want to increase intimacy, which means if you want to close sales, you have to get intimate with someone in order to close more, then you do more lives. Okay? And then second is pre-recorded, because you could edit that. When people see you in your natural state, that increases intimacy. So yes, the more you can go live, the better. The more you will close. But you got to be consistent. You got to be consistent. You got to be consistent. All right. Next up, Ashley, can you just run your business off your IOs? Okay. That's my masterclass that I give once a week. The season that I'm in with work, life, and business, I don't have the bandwidth for multiple launches a year. I like the IOs and to create my plan. So yeah, that's the beautiful part about the invite-only event strategy, Ashley, is that it is perfect for anyone at any place in business. Now, I recommend, okay, if you're really scaling your business, you're going to launch 4 times a year. That's what I'm doing right now. It's a 10-day workshop, basically. That's a sales cycle that nurtures people, that closes people. It's just part of the sales cycle. It's what we know will close people. So we do this 4 times a year. But then in between, we're hosting invite-only event, okay? Thank you. Applied for call. Katya, looking forward to it. See you later. Then we do the IO events in between. But even if you don't do launches, I have people only doing invite-only events. And so, yes, you don't have to do launches. That's the beautiful part. An invite-only event, let me give you the highlights. Get on a call with me. If you're doing marketing and it's exhausting you, you need to invest your time and effort into an IO event, and then you'll never have to invest in marketing again, okay? The beautiful part is it's a 54-minute masterclass. I tell you exactly what the layout is so you don't overteach. It goes into an enrollment call or a sales call for the right people, okay? Low tech. You only want to invite 20 people because only 10 will show up. It's on Zoom. And after you get this thing running, you should invite 20, 10 should come. You should get, say, 5 on a sales call, and you should be able to close 4 or 5 of those every single week. Okay? If you do it all right, once you get the system set up. Oh, Emily has added them to our lineup. Oh, perfect. Okay, Vincent asks, thanks, Emily. Appreciate that. So one more, I gotta watch this. This thing is looking just like hell, you know? It is not a clean whiteboard right now. Nice to see you guys. I'm glad you found that useful. All right. How many IOs should I do per month? So that is all dependent on how big your audience is and how many people you have to invite. So my IO event with how much social media content I do, how many previous sales leads, how big my audience is, how many people I'm talking to. I give an IO event every single Thursday at 10 o'clock that I'm home and I'm not launching. So yes, you should do it every week because it just adds to the marketing washing machine. It's just something you do. It's part of the system. I know that happens on Thursdays. We just bring sales in instead of like, how am I going to bring sales in? We just know the process brings the sales in. The process brings the sales in. I'm interviewing 5 realtors. My new niche within 1 week, was wondering when I should book. I think you should just get it on there. If you're anxious to do an IO event, the beautiful part is that it's an iterative approach to marketing. So you go do it, you get better, you build your audience, you get some stats, we can come back and do it again. So if you are anxious and ready to go, Vincent, which I know you are, because you definitely signed up for my program and I'm so excited to help you, put it on the books. It's great. Yes, that's the thing. Perfectionism is going to keep you small all day long in this business. It's going to hurt you on content. It's going to hurt you everywhere, where you got to get out of your own way and just put stuff out there to test. You need more numbers and analytics so you can make data-driven decisions. Got to happen. Got to happen. Oh, awesome, Ashley. That's so good. That's so good. All right. Reading a couple of questions here. Let's talk a little bit about the difference between the stories and the feed. Okay. Like the feed, this is on Instagram, it's like on all the platforms. But if you are not using stories, stories is where sales are made. Okay. So the kind of things you can post in stories, let me give you the rundown. So first of all, let me give you a hint about what people love on stories. First of all, they love the weather. So if you don't know what else to post in stories, you have to do a little bit something personal. Post the weather with the temp. Okay. People can like that. They can get behind it. They don't have to like apply to your message. They can just like your weather. It's like when you're meeting with anyone else, you're at a networking event. How do you like the weather today? The same goes for stories. The second thing you've got to be doing on stories is, I'm going to say weather. We'll call that personal. But the next thing is polls. People love to answer polls on stories. If you're not asking polls, go to ChatGPT and ask him for example polls. Okay. And then you ask those in stories, and then based on people's response, you can DM them. So a very marketing example of this would be, have you gotten your ticket? Have you applied for a Millionaire Maker Blueprint strategy session yet? Yes or no? If they answer no, I can go look at their profile. And if they're an online business owner, I can ask them why not. If they say yes, I can say great. Or you could be a little bit less salesy and basically, what's the biggest problem you struggle with building your online business? And then I can outline 4 of the biggest problems I know my customer has, right? Organic social media, running ads, launches, not sure what's like, not making any sales. Then based on that answer, I can start a conversation. You have to know this. And if you work with me or if you've taken any of my programs, you got to know this. First of all, how old am I? I'm 43. 43. Okay, I'm 43. Is conversations equals clients. Always and forever. It doesn't matter if you were just on Netflix or not. Okay? Doesn't matter if you've published 10 books. It does not matter. You have to have conversations, and you have to have, like, say, 200 conversations before you can start making these internet lifetime sales, these sales that you've heard all about, and you build this online business of your dreams. Step 1 is a crap ton of conversations. There is no way out of that. Period. Because if you do not have conversations and are not working one-on-one with your clients, you will not know what their problems are. You will not have the confidence to serve them. You will not be able to attract anyone else. If you're just guessing and really hoping that that course is going to bring them in, and you didn't talk to anyone and you're guessing, you've just wasted your time. And I don't want you wasting any time, because the time is now. It's 2024. Okay. Time's speeding up. Like, as far as AI and stuff goes, the chance of you like getting this online business going by yourself without all the competitors and the AI, it's like, it's time to go now. Don't wait for 2 months. Now, do you want this business or not? Stop wasting your time wondering, dabbling, allowing the business to set you up just to shoot you down again because you weren't even planned enough. Okay. You consistently show up and you're not getting the clients you want. You don't have the ease you want, and you are just hoping and praying that something's going to change. It's not. You have to change. You have to understand, hey, welcome. You have to understand that you need the 3 S's. I can't even make it any more clear to you guys. And I know I'm being direct here because I hate for you guys to think it's just over the next ridge, your successful business. It's not. Look back, okay? You haven't made it before and you're still coming to my workshop. So the answer is, and you have to remember, everything you want is on the other side of resistance. Everything. That's the beauty of resistance. It's a telltale sign that there is growth and magic on the other side of that. And so if when I write down the 3 S's, you're all triggered about it, no, there's got to be another way. There's not. And you're triggered because there's something that you need to learn. Okay? Watch those triggers. And it'll trigger you because you're in your online business and you are creating this thing from scratch and you're the captain of your ship and you're on your own. So you're going to get triggered a lot. Instead of running from the triggers and trying to figure out a way where you don't have to be triggered, instead face the trigger. Okay? Fear, as they say, is a mile wide and an inch deep. So ask yourself why you're being triggered and then take the step. And then you'll have everything that you ever wanted. Let's talk about, I was going to say something which was really awesome. I can't remember now. Either way, I want to talk about resistance being on the other side. Okay. Oh, the 3 S's. The 3 S's. Okay. You need a strategy. You won't guess your way into it. You won't buy enough ads to make up for it. Whatever. You're not going to be able to figure it out. Digital marketing and sales, it's complicated. Okay. You don't want to figure it out. You just want a step-by-step approach, which is what I offer. Hey, doesn't matter if you understand why you need to invite people this way. You got to invite them this way. Otherwise, they're going to think that you're trying to sell them something. So instead, word it like this. The second thing you need, okay, and same with the IO event. No, you give the same launch every quarter and you give the same IO event. That's the strategy. You wouldn't know that because you're not like me eating digital marketing for breakfast every morning. I love it. My team loves it. I have 20 years of experience. I'm obsessed with it. And I still hire help, okay, for things I need. Next, system. If you don't know, when I show up on Monday, I've got to do this. I have to do this. I have to have this meeting and I have this. And then I give an IO event on Thursdays. If you don't have a system to how you're having your conversion events and how you're getting sales, you're going to burn out. Okay. So the system is launch 4 times a year and host an IO event in between. Use my strategy, create social media content to fill those up and to create relationships. And then the final thing is sales. And this is where things get all muddy. And I'm going to make it in big fat caps because we talked about that today. Sales, because especially in Western society, we have been inundated with money issues, and our parents gave us all of their money issues, and everything around us, the media and everything tells us how to believe about money. And then here we are as a business owner and we have to go and ask people for money and get like through all those beliefs and weird things. It's hard. So you need a strategy for that, but you have to do sales. Period. You have to be a good salesperson. So if you're like, yeah, I'm not really a good salesperson. If you hear that's not really my style, make it your style. Okay. You can be anything you want to be. So what does a good salesperson do? That would be your next question, and start doing that. Because when you become a good salesperson, your business goes better, your family life goes better, you can buy a cheaper car. Okay. You're better on social media. You're all around better. Okay. No sales, no business. Thank you. I had a book once. I had a customer who wrote a book about money issues. The name of her book was, and I thought it was so perfect. Okay. It was Your Mom's Running Your Business, something like that. Basically saying, if you haven't examined some of your own money beliefs or how you feel about money or what triggers you about money, your mom's running your business because you're operating off of her belief systems, because that's just how it works. So snap out of it, whether it is about money or about business or about how you should wear your hair or whatever else your parents told you that stuck. They probably didn't mean to, but whatever your parents told you that actually stuck, as an adult, okay, I'm giving you all permission now. An adult, it's time to start asking yourself, why do I think that? Why do I think that I always need my hair in a ponytail? Because my mom told me since I was young. Why do I not think I can wear red lipstick? When is it my turn? Yeah, because for some reason there was a message when you were growing up that you never examined again. And that's what the answer was. We're all just pre programmed robots going through our day. Only about 5% of your day you're actually choosing. And so evaluate your beliefs, especially around money. And step one is what triggers me when somebody, and it sucks because when you're selling stuff, okay, when you sell stuff and you're asking people to buy from you, and this is the biggest sales mistake you guys are going to make. Okay, I'm going to drink some coffee or some tea. Then I'll tell you about it. It's a big sales mistake, but this is what it is. Okay. Oh, what's this? What's your first money memory has helped me see the inside me that there was guilt, shame about being successful and the fear of being poor. Yeah. I have a similar memory, right? The rich, snobby people that won't talk to us sit in the center pew at church. So they're not good people. Not true. Something I had to address because I was born and raised in a very religious situation. Okay. I was Mormon growing up. And so like that religion is very all encompassing and telling me every single belief that I should have about like pretty much everything. You don't have to think too much. That was my impression of Mormonism. It was easier because you didn't have to think, but it also sucked because you couldn't think. Sabrina, you could literally be a motivational speaker. Love how your thoughts work. I invested in a restaurant business before graduating engineering. Best decision I have ever made. You have so much knowledge. Thank you. I really appreciate just connecting with you and you taking the time to say that. And I love that you're saying that you invested in a restaurant business. Is it going well for you? Even in restaurants, this is the same thing. You get regulars. It's all about relationships. It's all about relationships. And you have to know this about sales. Every sales call or like is a reflection of you. It's a reflection of the value you think you bring. It is a mirror. If they're telling you, I can't afford you, literally interpret that as I wouldn't pay for myself and see what that does for you because it will do a lot. It will do a lot. Now, the biggest mistake people make with sales, there's a lot of them. But one of them is because your ego is so brutally wounded because that person on the other side said no, or not at this time, or whatever. Your ego is so brutally wounded because how dare they tell me that I wasn't worth it? Okay. And I already know deep down inside that maybe I'm not worth it because I haven't done the work. And so you are so, they've like basically hurt your ego so badly and you feel so crappy about being, what's the word? Like I can't think of the word, but rejected. There we go. Bing, bing, bing. Okay. Rejected that you think I will never talk to that person again. You don't take the You don't take the freaking time to write them on your MDR, which is your $1 million Rolodex. This is somebody who is in your world that you can follow up with in 3 months when you have another IO event. No, instead they're like, nope, they said no, I will never speak to them again. And you've lost a whole opportunity to follow back up with that person. Maybe when time is better for them in 3 months, things will be different. That's the beautiful part about the IO event is you get off a sales call, okay? And it's for real. Not right now on a sales call. When they say no, it just means not right now. For most people, it means never because you don't ever follow up with them because you hate being rejected. But instead, be like, it's okay, Lindsey. Talk to your little Lindsey. Lindsey, I know that person didn't like you. And that's like, they just said they weren't ready right now. It's okay, little Lindsey. Okay, let's put them on the list. And when it's time to have another invite only event in 3 months, I can reach out to them and say, hey, are you still in the same place? I have a free masterclass. If that would be helpful, let me know. Okay. Or they show up on stories and they have a new dog and you go, oh, I love your dog. Great dog. You're building a relationship here. Then in 3 months, because they're on your MDR, you're kind of tracking them, seeing what they're doing on social, and you invite them. Imagine them getting on a call with you now. So it's a pool. Just because you talk to them, it just becomes part of the pool. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Now, thank you so much. Thank you. Make sure that you get on make sure you fill out a application for a Millionaire Maker Blueprint Strategy session. I don't do that with everyone, only people that I can help. You're going to get next best steps anyway. Fill that out. We don't always have this open. Now's the time to talk to a 20-year veteran expert. I've been where you're at. I know what you're trying to do. I can give you the next best step. Fill out that form. And for everybody who's joined me in the Unlaunch Method workshop, it's been a real pleasure. Tomorrow, we have one more day. We're talking about ChatGPT. ChatGPT, everybody. Tell me in the comments before we go, okay? How often are you using ChatGPT? Once a day, once a month, or never? Once a day, once a month, or never? Okay? Once a day, once a month, or never. Now, nice to see you guys. Okay, I'm going to go. Daily, weekly. I use it all the time. This is what you got to know. It's changing fast. AI is making everything change. Your competitors are using it. The only thing that will allow you to stand out is you being yourself and then following some good strategies. But it's allowing your competitors to do things faster and more accurate than ever before. So it's more important now than ever, okay, to get in, start your business, take it seriously, take yourself serious like a business owner. You're not going to fall backwards into a $1 million business. You're not going to hope or pray your way into it. Once a week, daily, once a month. I like it. Here's my piece of advice. It can offer a lot of insight. I'll share a story, okay? ChatGPT, my son, he made slime. Elmer's glue slime with food coloring. And he came into my office, Mom, look at this slime. And he goes, and it right onto the carpet. Okay. Elmer's glue onto the carpet. Now, previously on my life, I would go to YouTube and watch 25 YouTube videos on how I could get freaking Elmer's glue and food coloring out of my carpet. But instead, I pull up ChatGPT. I explain to ChatGPT what, and it gives me back three options. I didn't even have to watch a single YouTube video. Now, for me, it works that way. I talk to it. Same with your business. I am looking for my perfect client. What could they be struggling with? And you have a conversation with ChatGPT. Okay. Be nice to it. We never know. Never know what those computers are thinking these days. Okay. Be nice to it and just spend 30 minutes asking it, seeing how it responds. It is such a valuable tool. I cannot express it enough. Okay. We use it in my coaching programs. My customers are getting so much farther ahead because of it. So make sure that you check that out. Ruby, have you ever thought you're autistic? I watched your show and I know a lot about it and you displayed a lot of traits. Ruby, thank you for ending us here. So I did a couple of TikToks on this. So first of all, she's talking about on the show, I would rock back and forth. Now the show was extra. First of all, I didn't realize I was doing that. And I don't do that like in regular life. Autism is not something that I've ever considered that I need assistance with or anything that has ever really been brought up. On that show, it was a pressure cooker. So in some of those conversations, I was definitely rocking back and forth. I was like talking to Gasper. I was like, Gasper, did you ever notice that? They like made it this thing on the show. And he's like, no, I never noticed. So I've never noticed. My husband's never noticed. I think it was just really on the show. But thank you very much for asking. It was such a great experience. I loved being on that show. Crazy to watch yourself on reality. I'll end here, which is this. The craziest part about watching yourself on reality TV, and it matches life. Okay. You are only in your own experience. You only think your perspective is the only one that matters and like the exciting one. Obviously, 11 other people on that show had their perspective about what was going on. The producer had his perspective about what was going on. It's like you have to realize that your experience is only your own and everybody else is having their own too. What's my point? My point is overall, Life, it's an individual game. You're on your own. And you are the one that's going to take this business to the next level. You are the one that has to make this choice. No one's going to save you. No one's going to help you here. If you want this, it is yours. Okay? Because it is an individual game. Life is an individual game. Even if you're married like me for 20 years, it's an individual game. So you reckon they edited to try to make you look like the quirky one? I mean, I think I also realized how polarizing my personality was. So I've been online for 20 years and like I didn't really get some of these comments, but I think my personality, I'm here to say I think it is maybe a little polarizing. That's fine. Quirky? I mean, I think I am kind of quirky. Okay? I think I'm quirky. I think the way that I like run my business and the way that I speak and the directness and the bluntness of me, I don't think that's there. That's me. That's my upbringing. That's my upbringing. I think the bluntness, that's what really helps me coach people too. Like people don't want to beat around the bush. This is the way it is. The bluntness. So, I think it's cool how much you stood out and we're different. Thank you so much, Ruby. Ruby, I really appreciate talking to you here. Thank you so much. Thank you. I mean, it was crazy to see the show come out because we did that 9 months ago, and it's been really crazy. What a great experience. All right. Thank you, everybody. Make sure you go fill out a Millionaire Maker Blueprint strategy session if you want to talk to me. And I'll see you guys a little later. Thank you so much for the questions and hanging out with me today. Appreciate you guys. See you really soon.